Movie Night with JL Media. We are back at Hamilton 16 IMAX for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Soundtrack came out, 2 weeks ago?
Yes, sir.
Mitch Ross, general manager of Sam Ash. See, I'm already doing it. 1 minute in, I'm screwing it up, Mitch.
That's right, man. Just hop back on that pony.
Mitch Ross, my buddy, the general manager of Hamilton 16 IMAX. It's an interesting movie, man.
It's cool.
You have the lobby full once again.
Yeah, for sure. And they're making a good choice. It's a good flick.
Now, there was 3 busloads of kids come by here a while ago. Was that for Guardians? What are you doing with the schools?
Well, that particular organization was here to see Smurfs today. It was like a summer camp kind of thing.
They're doing that right now. That's what they're doing.
They called and they're like, we want to come in on Friday. And I was like, great, we're so happy to have you.
They look too young for Guardians to me, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, they are here seeing a age-appropriate film, sir, and not Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, there we go. Now I feel better, Mitch. Heather Woods.
Hey.
Of Into the Woods by Heather.
How are you?
I'm good, dear. How are you?
I'm great.
Nice to have you back.
Thank you.
I love having you on the show, dear.
I love being here.
And let's get to some other people I love. Miss Jen Carmichael.
Hey.
Boudoir photographer, Mitch.
That is me.
Yes. R&B photography?
All the naked ladies, yes, R&B photography.
And she's a goat. She's a goat mom, too.
Yes, all the goats.
Did you know that people in Indiana have goats as pets?
Yeah.
My grandfather had 2 lazy grandsons, so he bought himself a couple of goats and named them after us to teach us a lesson in humility. We just like the goats.
I first met her on an episode of Brother Beercast, and we become friends from the jump. I loved her to death. And she's a goat mom. I did not understand it, but goats as pets, and it's a thing. I mean, she feeds them, and from the bottle and the whole thing.
I do feed them.
Well, she doesn't just put kibble in a bowl or something like I would. She bottle feeds them as their baby. What are baby goats called? Goatlings?
Kids.
Okay.
Kids.
Full disclosure, I watch an endless stream of baby goat videos. I cannot stand a day that does not have a baby goat video in it.
My sister-in-law has baby goats
I
in her
will
house
extend
right now.
an invitation for you to come to my farm, and you can frolic with the baby goats.
We should
really?
go.
And I have 2 does pregnant right now. So
wow.
you could even maybe see a baby goat birth.
In full
We should do a
disclosure,
live event.
I've never been to her house, so I don't know how them baby goats or them goats got pregnant. But inside, you'll be out frolicking with the goats while there be some boudoir photography shoots going on
That is
inside.
true. No, at the farm, the boudoir shoots are outside, and the goats watch.
That's amazing.
These goats got it made. Is all I'm
Is
saying.
do you put that on the page? Because I think that would...
The best seller.
I mean, I don't know what kind of photographs you'd start taking, but I think people should know that. That's amazing.
Most people that
makes
follow
my
my
day.
page do know that.
I am a huge
Outstanding.
fan, and I didn't know that. And I follow your page.
You are in the secret page with the
That's because
beautiful
I'm
women
a guy.
holding the
You won't
goats.
let me. I've even tried to buy a subscription to the secret page, and I can't get in it.
I have this thing now where I'm thinking about me standing there, getting my boudoir on, and then having goats scream at me at the background and just be
It's
like
beautiful.
trying to look sexy, like...
That's what I need in my life is a Mitch Ross boudoir calendar.
I would totally trade you for like 1 movie ticket. That's how
There we are.
easy I am.
Okay, we'll talk after the show.
And now I need to apologize to a longtime sponsor of Brother Beercast, Miss Joanne down on the end. Hey, lady.
Hello.
It is JoJo's Hair Studio.
Hi there.
How's Walter?
He's doing great. He was actually stopped by the studio today.
He missed me, didn't he?
He did.
Walter is JoJo's dad and fabulous, beautician.
Yes.
He's much more than a barber, but he's a phenomenal guy. I've known these people a couple of years now and absolutely love them. JoJo, where's you located at over there?
We are at 6144 Hillside Avenue, right there in the heart of Broad Ripple.
And you have a lot of fun in the studio, don't you?
We really do.
Heather,
yes.
when I go over there, we're always laughing and stuff.
Yes.
Be a good place for me.
It'd be a great place
We have
for
a
you.
good time.
Absolutely. Do you have booth space over there?
I do. I have some booth space available right now.
I'm glad I probably should have asked you before I said that on
That's
the radio
all right.
here, but Yeah. How many chairs do you have open?
I have 2 chairs open right now.
You ready to fill them both?
I could fill them both, yes.
Okay. Is it that time of year?
It is. It's time for the hairdressers to move, just like everybody else.
Now, do you specialize in anything over there other than my hair? Because I will not let anybody else touch my hair. Well, not cut it anyway.
You're very
You
kind.
know,
The Lyle's mane.
The ladies can rub their fingers through it, but nobody else will cut it.
Well, yes, we do
Heather's
waxing.
laughing at me.
We have waxing specialties. We do eyebrows and eyelashes and
That's why you go
facial
for the
waxing
waxing.
as well.
Not for the waxing, but I
We don't do the bikini waxing.
thank goodness. Right? Thank goodness.
Oh, well.
Well, and that is the panel for today. And it is Guardians of the Galaxy. Part 2 is what we're talking about. Hamilton 16 IMAX. They had a big opening last night, brother.
It did.
How did you do here?
Wonderfully.
Wonderfully. You
Yeah.
a Guardians fan or?
Big fan. Sure.
Okay.
Science fiction, comedy. Yeah, it's right up my alley, man. I love it.
Now, I had people try and turn me on to the first one, and I was late coming to the game. Soundtrack I loved, of course. That's my era. But they pushed and pushed till I finally watched it to shut them up. And I was amazed at how good it was.
Yeah, I think the secrets to Guardians of the Galaxy is they made a movie that with characters that don't take themselves too seriously.
Sure.
And then that raises the excitement for all the weird stuff they want to do in the universe and in the background.
Well, it's interesting that they can put a professional wrestler in the cast and him not try and take center stage. The ego's dialed back a little bit.
Sure. Well, it's a cast full of big personalities too. So.
Right.
But he's a lot of fun in this new movie.
Yeah.
Have you seen it yet?
I have not, no.
Okay.
I'm waiting to see it tonight.
Awesome. It's a lot of fun. I laughed a lot more than I thought I was going to, and I had high expectations.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I had several people come through the lobby today telling me they just seen it, and everybody seems to love it.
Yeah. It's trending well. I think the thing that people want to see, especially right now, there's a lot of uncertainty out in the world, but people want things to be light, but they don't want them to be stupid.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they want to go in and they want the action, and they want the excitement, and they want the jokes and the one-liners and all that stuff, but they don't want to be drugged through the mud to get there, and this movie does a really good job of keeping it light and fun and keeping the adventure at a brisk pace and all that kind of stuff. So I'd say it's really well put together. I mean, it's for sure a lot of characters, and I think that anytime you run into that, whether it be Star Trek or Star Wars or anything else, once you get over that 3 or 4 character mark, you have to kind of just let go and let the screenplay and all that stuff kind of wash over you and enjoy it. But it does a good job. It's a good movie.
An 81 on Rotten Tomatoes as of today.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
That's really good. I mean, it was trending at over 90% before it got to opening day.
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty typical. I mean, the guy who writes for Variety just can't like it.
Sure.
He just can't.
Well, they're harsh on the movies anyway. They don't.
Even if he loves it, he won't like it. You know what I mean? There's a guy who writes for the San Diego Reader, and he is just like, I don't know. He probably called it joyful, colorful cod swallow. Just can't help himself. So
The Fate of the Furious is sitting at 67%. So, 81 is respectable.
absolutely.
For those Rotten Tomato fans out there, I personally am not one of them, but I'm not a big fan of the critics because too many people critique me, Heather. JoJo, are you a Guardians of the Galaxy fan?
I have seen it, the first one. I have not seen the second one yet.
Well, what
here.
did you think of the first one?
It was fun. Like you said, it was light, and they did a good job of keeping it light. I like that. It's
the soundtrack.
like comedy.
The soundtrack is our era as well.
Definitely.
It's impossible not to like the music, right?
Absolutely. I get into the music probably more than anything else in the movie. I love the soundtracks.
So are you looking forward to tonight?
I am. I'm excited for it.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. What are you hoping to see? Mitch won't spoil it for us. He's seen it. He won't tell us if we'll see it or not.
I like the comedy. I like to go in for a good laugh.
Uh-huh.
To me, it should be fun. When you go see a movie, you should walk out and feel like you had fun seeing it.
Sure. I don't think Baby Groot, his vocabulary has grown any since he is reincarnated or redone or reseeded, I guess. Whatever they do with the sticks, right?
Yeah.
I still don't understand the whole Groot concept. But, they didn't have to fork over the money for Vin Diesel in this one, right?
No, he still plays Groot.
He still does Groot?
Yeah.
He just does Baby Groot now.
Yeah.
Why would they spend that amount of money?
What do you mean?
For him to just do the
Why would they
voiceover?
spend a lot of money for anybody to play a talking tree? I don't know.
That's just it. Anybody could.
Yeah, but I don't know. I love it that they use it. I love it that he did it anyway. It's awesome.
I didn't know he did Baby Groot as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a Vin Diesel's. I'm sure he's a bad man and all that other stuff, but he's a big geek in real life too.
Oh, I've seen the videos of him, with the hip hop breakdancing he was doing in the '80s.
I've heard he plays D&D on the set of his movies.
Oh, are you kidding me?
That's what I've heard. I mean, I don't know if that's true.
Oh wow.
But that's awesome.
That is scary. Jen, are you a Vin Diesel fan?
I am not a Vin Diesel fan, but I am a Guardians fan.
Okay, we'll get back to Guardians then. What do you love about it?
About Guardians or Vin Diesel?
No, Guardians.
Oh, I don't love much about Vin Diesel.
Yeah, okay.
But, I have a 5-year-old, and Guardians is one of her favorite movies.
Uh-huh.
And I know we just went over, not age appropriate, but
it is what it is.
Rocket and Groot are her thing.
Yeah.
She has had the Guardians of the Galaxy parties. She has all the little, bobblehead things from the Pop collection. She has the little Groot in the plant thing that moves around to the light. So I like it because she takes a nap to it. So that really makes me happy that she'll go to bed to it.
Does she understand the characters?
She understands it as much as you would expect a 5-year-old to understand it. She calls it Star-Lord, and then she thinks the guy at Don Pablo's is Star-Lord. So she wants to go to Star-Lord's restaurant a lot.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Do you understand the whole Groot and raccoon character, Mitch?
Yeah.
Because I need somebody to explain it to me.
Well, first of all, what Marvel kind of has done with this movie and the characters in general is they've taken some things from the Marvel Universe that were out there, and made them into something that could be cinematic and given character. Rocket Raccoon before the Guardians of the Galaxy movie was not a particularly deep character. He was a raccoon that wore thigh-high boots and had a pair of laser pistols, and I was always mad at everything and was saving other talking rabbits and talking animals. And there wasn't a lot of depth there. It was kind of cool, but it wasn't particularly deep. So changing him into taking him to kind of a darker backstory where he's an animal who was experimented on and he doesn't really know anything about his family or where he came from, and then having him hook up with Groot, who has a really interesting backstory for Marvel anyway, and making them best friends it was an interesting choice. And it's faithful to the comics, but it also they do what they need to do to make it good for a cinematic universe, which is always a much better decision.
An animal who's been experimented on. I've been married twice, so I can relate to that.
There you go.
But were you a comic book guy before the movie?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I'd never even heard of it.
Well, until the movie was announced, Guardians of the Galaxy, it had started to be kind of a centerpiece in the Marvel Universe a little bit, but Guardians of the Galaxy is a totally different thing, especially in the 90s. So it was there's 15 of them or something like that. 15 people on the team. It was kind of like the future Avengers was basically what it was. And they've done a lot with the characters. They made the team smaller. Star-Lord was, I think, invented by a guy named John Byrne. And he had only been in one comic book for decades. I think maybe 1 or 2 issues. And they kind of resurrected him and turned him into an interesting character. So that's kind of what the whole book is about. Drax the Destroyer was kind of a joke character. They've kind of taken all these misfits from the Marvel Universe and put them into this team, and together it works.
Now, are you a Marvel comic book guy?
I don't ever choose between peanut butter and jelly because I can have them both. But yeah, I would say more predominantly Marvel than DC, especially as a kid.
Well, out of that world, do you see more movies coming to the forefront that haven't yet? Do we see more superheroes coming out?
Sure.
There are room for them.
Yeah.
We've learned that.
I mean, there's definitely... It depends on what they end up deciding to do. At some point, Marvel has to choose whether or not they want to spend the bucks to buy back the other licenses that they gave up.
Sure.
When they made the X-Men deal, when they made the Spider-Man deal. So, we've got Spider-Man Homecoming. They're actually co-producing that and co-making that. And,
all the Spider-Mans are very frustrating.
Yeah. I'm excited about this one just because they're making him a teenager. I like Spider-Man.
Heather has a look on her face. You don't...
I hate it when they keep changing people in and out. That frustrates the hell out of me.
So you were okay from the beginning with Tobey?
Yeah, I like that. And then the newer one, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't bad. And then they changing it again.
So Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man, and then...
But why they got to keep changing the character so much? I'm just saying.
I'll tell you what it is. Can I give you my opinion?
Sure. Of course you can.
I think that it's because they don't get it. I think Marvel gets it because they're Marvel. And they understand superheroes. But Warner Brothers even is struggling a little bit with, even their ad campaign for Wonder Woman, which looks like it's going to be a really cool movie.
It does,
yeah.
Movie studios don't totally get the whole superhero thing and what works and what doesn't and what audiences are looking for. Like, if you look at why Guardians of the Galaxy is successful, just using our comments today as like a microcosm of expectations, it's like people want it to be fun. We don't care if it's realistic. We don't care if it's a talking raccoon, a talking tree, and a half-human whatever hanging out in space. We want it to be fun and engaging. We want to care about those characters, and we want them to engage us. So everything else is dressing. And you make a good character story. Captain America, the super soldier story, one of the things that fascinated me about that is that our respect for people in World War II and our veterans and all of those things is really deep and really ingrained in our culture.
Absolutely.
There were no protests about a fictional World War II superhero. And it's because they did it well. They did it respectfully. They understood the character, they understood the audience expectations, and they went out and made a cool movie. And ultimately, that's the litmus test, is can you do it? And I think a lot of people need superheroes, at least on the studio side. They think it's got to be more realistic. Who would run around in tights in the daytime? Who would wear a cape on purpose?
Well, these days.
I would, yeah. That's just a Tuesday for me.
And so Marvel gets that, and Disney understands that Marvel gets it. And
you watch a movie and you kind of fall for that character, and you've watched several of them, and then here comes another one, and we're going to change that person, and it throws you off.
For sure.
And then I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I was okay with the change. Yeah.
There is a little bit of a tricky thing with Spider-Man, because Spider-Man's always been a young character. Right. And growing up, Spider-Man was a teenager, and then when I got to turned about 15, suddenly Spider-Man was like 25. You know what I mean? It's like superheroes don't get older, and so they have to figure something out, because Tobey Maguire's like 42.
But he's so little, so it's okay.
He's so tiny. He's a slight man. But
okay,
I'm looking forward to seeing this movie. I hope it meets my expectations.
I am too.
Plus, Marissa Tomei's in it. That's my girl.
Oh, it's your girl.
Yeah,
she doesn't know it.
Oh,
she's Aunt May again, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Aunt
Movie night with J.O. Media from Hamilton 16 IMAX. Good, rich, quality theater in the beautiful Hamilton Town Center is where we do it live twice a month, right here with my man Mitch. JoJo, what's going on in the world of hair today, I guess? I don't know. It's a busy time of year for you, isn't it?
It is a very busy time of year.
Prom, right?
There's lots of proms and lots of weddings. I'm getting ready to really get into full swing wedding season. So I have to shut down the studio sometimes when I have to go do on-location stuff. But that's a lot of fun, too.
Yeah.
Get out of the studio and meet new people and get to a party, too. After I do the hair, I get to have a party, too.
So I guess June is still popular for weddings. Is that still a thing? Or?
Of course, June, and of course, a lot of people like to do destination weddings now.
Uh-huh.
So I have gotten to travel a little bit. I've gotten to go to Florida for a couple of destination weddings, which is
Sure.
That's
awesome.
cool.
Very awesome. Sometimes they even put me up, so that's even better. If I don't have to pay for the hotel room and they pay for the hair, that's bonus.
I guess I've never asked that. What is the coolest thing you've got to do as a beautician?
Oh, the coolest
Other than meet
thing.
Keith, we know that.
The coolest thing. I really love people, and I really love my community in Broad Ripple, and I think one of the coolest things right now, I have a community board in my studio, as you know.
I do.
And I really love the fact that everybody that comes in there really engages in the community board. We have a new Broad Ripple magazine out with the Attitude Fest from Glenn Bill, and we have the Broad Ripple Gazette in the studio, and I just feel really connected to the community. And I think that's probably my favorite part is the people.
That is very cool. Destination-wise, where else have you gone?
Oh, goodness. Michigan. I went to Michigan. I went to California. I did my cousin's wedding in San Francisco. That was gorgeous. Wow. And we actually went to the Napa Valley Spa and got treated to massages and facials and everything beforehand. So that was a lot of fun.
Dang.
I bet that's probably my best one, the Napa in San Francisco. My daughter's getting ready to move to that area because she got accepted to Berkeley University. So
Congratulations.
I didn't know that. No, not yay. Not yay. It's a war zone these days, man. No.
I'm scared for her, but I'm excited for her.
Wow.
I mean, it's in Oakland, man.
Yeah.
But Berkeley's cool. It's a good school.
Yeah.
Great
It was
school.
last
She's going to be
year.
an astrophysicist.
Oh my goodness.
So that's just very cool.
You should be so proud of her.
I am
That's awesome.
so proud of her. They have state competition tomorrow for orchestra, so
So
she's
for-
doing a lot.
For birthday, she's getting body armor, right?
She actually got to go to Austria for her 18th birthday
See
with
that?
her orchestra group from North Central.
How
so.
cool is that?
Cool.
Wow.
That is very
She
cool.
That's a
lives. She
lot.
lives a little more exciting than Mom does.
They always do.
Yes.
I didn't know that she got accepted, though. Are you
She
okay
did.
with that?
Well, I thought she might pick San Jose. She got a little bit more scholarship money there. But as soon as Berkeley accepted her, she was like, nothing else matters. So
They've got a great music school, so
they have a great music school, but she's going for, physics and, she's a very bright young lady with a good future ahead of her.
keep
So
her-
I need to stay here and work so I can help support her.
keep her away from liberal arts, and we'll be okay, right? Hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry, Jen Carmichael.
Yes,
How long you been shooting beautiful naked people?
Naked people for 5 years now.
What turned you on to boudoir photography?
I know I have to watch myself a little bit in this broadcast, so just making women happy.
Now I'm not sure what to say, Mitch. I've got to.
Your face is changing colors.
And how is that done, Jen?
If I told you,
You have
Then I'd have to kill you.
you have some wonderful models. How do they come to you? How do they find you?
now I don't have models, I have clients, so that's an important thing to remember.
But when you're done, they look like models.
And that is
Everything you do is
yes.
amazingly beautiful.
Thank you, exactly. I have a wonderful team that helps me. Julie Powers is one of my main makeup artists. Alana Collins is my other main makeup artist. Shy comes and helps me.
Shy Sharp, yeah.
Just on occasion when I need an awesome hair person, she's my hair girl.
And phenomenal ladies.
My team is top notch. You can't get better people than who I have.
Absolutely.
So they kind of make over the women, and they get their hair, makeup done, and then they take their clothes off for me. And I'm really good at putting them in positions that make them look fantastic.
You're not making this easy on me, Jen.
I don't understand. What are you saying?
I know one young lady, a beautiful young lady, who has a picture of herself blown up over the TV in her living room.
I know that young lady, and I know her picture.
And,
She's
yes,
fabulous. In it.
And we're talking about Sean. We know she's listening. But
I love you, Sean.
every time she leaves the room, I'm always checking it out. I'm scared to check it out with her in the room, if that makes any sense.
You really need to look at it with her there. She will.
Oh, we have.
She'll be. She'll be thankful that you like it.
She knows.
I'm thankful you like it.
She's caught me looking at it. The dog has caught me looking at it. I look at it a lot. Anyway, 5 years, huh?
5 years. Yep.
Can you see yourself doing anything else?
I don't want to do anything else, so no. I'm really happy in what I do.
Other than being a super mom to goats and children.
Oh, I have so many children. I have 4 human kids and a multitude of pet kids.
Right. So, are there more on the way, I guess? I mean, I have one daughter because I'm not a phenomenal dad,
I am
guess,
not going to say if there's
mom.
more on the way, because the last time I talked to you and said there weren't any more on the way, I believe I got pregnant right then.
You were on the mic, and so your husband will know.
What
no,
is going
on
under the table at these
did not. She after she got home, maybe, when he was there. But it didn't happen in our recording. We don't do that, Heather.
Johnny, if your voice impregnates me, we're going to have a problem. You understand that, right?
That smooth Johnny Lyles voice.
You get impregnated, you guys are making millions.
That's the thought.
Fair enough.
Saying.
Fair enough.
I'll buy you all the bourgeois shoots you want, Mitch, after that.
So what do you say to women that are very self-conscious that want to do it, but they hold themselves back because of that?
First of all, I have a conversation with them where I show them some examples of women that are probably much, much larger than them. I've shot women all the way from 90 pounds to, well over 90 pounds. So I show them that it doesn't matter what size you are. You deserve to feel special the way you are. So we start there. We start at what makes you feel good, what makes you comfortable, and really...
Not getting naked in front of people?
You will be so surprised. I've had women literally that see me in the supermarket and are like, I feel like I should take my clothes off for you. Because that's how comfortable...
Like now. Not now, Mitch. I'm not going to do that in the theater, brother. I wouldn't do that.
It's fine.
But I try to just make them comfortable in their own skin.
Sure.
Because that's really, you have to love yourself.
And well, that's the key to the whole thing, because, as a confident, I'm not going to say what, I guess after me impregnating you, I have to say I'm a confident heterosexual now. I'm not sure why, but sorry, Mitch. I love women, and, all women are beautiful. 90 pounds, 390 pounds, all women are beautiful to me. But the key is making them feel that beauty as well, right?
Yeah, that's important. I'll have a woman come and I'll show her the back of the camera and she'll kind of start to cry because she hadn't seen herself that way before. And she'll say something like, oh, my husband's going to love this. And I'll say, I don't give a shit what your husband thinks. I want you to love it because that's who I care about. You're my client. You're the person I care about. If he loves it, that's icing on the cake, but do you love it? And obviously they're crying or they're being dramatic about it, so
Sure.
They love it. And that's what's important to me.
That's pretty cool.
That is very cool. Absolutely. Is it the same way with hair, JoJo?
Definitely. I think the best part about my job is helping other people feel better with themselves and about themselves. And sometimes it doesn't even really take that drastic of a change. It's more about listening to them and listening
Sure.
to their needs, and then actually replying and actually trying to, demonstrate what we have talked about and teach them, also educate them about their hair. Some women or men come in and they really don't know much about their hair. They've never been taught if it's, curly or straight or what to do with it or what products to use with it. And I'm really big on not using huge expensive stuff. I do use some expensive stuff, but I try to stick to stuff that people can afford and go out and buy themselves. So that is a great part of my job. I mean, when somebody leaves over the moon because they just feel so great about themselves, I have done my job.
I know I do every time I leave from there. And the product I use on my hair is what you suggested.
Yes.
And I've been using it, I guess, since you first suggested it to me.
Yeah, we combine that coconut oil and that styling gel together, and that really creates a good pomade for the hair.
I need to figure out something to help with headphone hair.
Headphone hair?
Because I get headphone hair a lot.
Yeah, I think maybe you need to use something that doesn't go over the top of your head. I tell some women that they can put their nose in their hand when they sleep and just sleep on their forehead, like so they don't mess up their hair.
I can see Walter doing that, not
Yes.
messing up his hair.
Right.
I miss that guy, man.
He just got a haircut today. That was one of the reasons he was there.
Ah, okay. So he's coming taking advantage of your training, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, let's bring it around full circle to Miss Heather, and you make people feel wonderful as well with your products.
I do.
Tell us about Into the Woods.
My organic body products. I'll tell you right now, because Mother's Day's around the corner, so I decided I'm going to do a really kick-ass sale, buy one, get one half off. Oh, Lord, I'm busy.
I saw the Facebook pictures where you were covered in bath bombs.
Yeah, cornstarch all over me. And it doesn't come out of everything either, but that's okay. So, yeah, lots of body butters.
Mitch, I was going to let you chime in there. I was going to take a back seat. Okay.
I'm keeping my wits on a leash today.
I love it.
That's cool.
It is very
What do you
cool.
get? What do you typically get in what is a standard gift basket?
A gift basket? I don't have any standards.
Okay.
it's everywhere.
That's
I'm
why
all
you and I
over
are
the
friends
charts.
right there.
All over the charts. I did one the other day for a guy who wanted, because I dab a little bit in chocolate-covered pretzels and marshmallows. So he wanted a basket that had that and body products. So I had these jumbo. Have you seen those jumbo marshmallows? They're freaking huge. So, coated that up in chocolate, put one of those paper straws in the middle, and I had that, and I had chocolate-covered pretzels with M&Ms and stuff on them, and then I had organic body products in it too, body butters and body scrubs. It was really cool.
That sounds like a good weekend.
Yeah.
And
Put
they
the
were,
lotion on me.
They were really young.
Feed me a
too,
marshmallow.
so they had them a good time, I heard.
They send you a video?
No videos.
Oh.
No videos. I just got a text the next day. I was like, oh. So, yeah, they were happy.
All right. That's awesome.
That's all that matters.
It is movie night with JL Media. We are at Hamilton 16 IMAX.
When Johnny's rubbing his chest again.
I know. He's just like straight to the nips every time,
Every
man.
time.
My thing. Goodrich Quality Theaters. Is
I
where
gotta
we
make
do
sure
this.
they're Audis.
It's what I've taught him.
You need some water.
Oh, I love Jen.
You can pull me out now. I'm ready.
Where's the goat?
All right. Hamilton 16 IMAX. Yes. Tell us what's going on up here, brother. What do you got going on?
Well, Guardians
now?
of the Galaxy 2 premiered this weekend. Next weekend, we've got some fun stuff. Up Flashback Cinema is Breakfast Club, May 7th, May 10th, 2 and 7 p.m. on Sunday and Wednesday.
I love Flashback.
Then we've got The Sound of Music on May 14th, May 17th. We've got that Met Opera that I mentioned last week that I can't pronounce, so I'm not going to. The DCI tour, the Drum Corps International, we're showing that. That's on sale. And we're also doing Studio Ghibli Fest. We're bringing back in some of Hayao Miyazaki's films. So we're going to be showing Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away. And, of course, tickets are on sale now for Wonder Woman, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales,
I can't wait for
Baywatch, and Alien Covenant.
When does Wonder Woman come out?
June 2nd.
Okay, that's on my list for sure.
Oh, it's going to be so
That
good.
was my favorite as a kid.
So excited.
Yeah, the previews, I thought, man, this is going to suck. But when I saw the previews, oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
It's amazing. It looks amazing.
I
know
thought
Linda
so.
Carter, she knocked it out of the park when we were kids, but
Yes.
this is going to be really cool.
Yes.
Dude, Gal Gadot is a bad dame.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it again, and I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it again. I think that Wonder Woman should be an Amazon and not a runway model. I know Linda Carter was small too, but I'd like to see a Wonder Woman that looks like a Wonder Woman.
Does Gal Gadot not look like Wonder Woman?
I'm not sure who Gal Gadot is.
You know,
but
at first,
I
when the
gotta-
previews started, you know what I really thought it was? She-Ra.
Okay.
I really did.
Okay.
And then they kept going, and I'm like, oh, this is Wonder Woman.
I've heard a rumor that they're taking another pass at the Masters of the Universe movies, so you might get a She-Ra,
Really?
as well as another He-Man.
Now, I will say I am a huge fan of the Masters of the Universe movie. I loved it.
I still love that movie.
Oh, yes.
That's like a guilty pleasure.
Yes.
I never not watch that movie if it's
Yes,
on. Like,
I love it.
I'm like, oh, thank you, TBS.
Yeah.
China from a WWF. Remember her?
Yes.
The wrestler China? That's who I see as Wonder Woman.
She would be an awesome Wonder Woman.
That's
yes.
who I see as Wonder Woman.
Or Xena.
Warrior
Was that
Princess.
the same? Wait.
The warrior princess.
No, they weren't the same person, right?
No.
No, they were
Okay.
not the
No.
same
But that
person.
Xena warrior princess would be a wonderful.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, she was attached for a long time when they were talking about doing like a lower budget, like lower scale version. I had heard that they wanted her to do it.
Which one, China or?
Xena.
No,
I
China's
think
gone.
she's
She has
in.
passed.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess she wouldn't be available,
Yeah.
would she? I think Xena Warrior Princess was in Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
So maybe she was busy doing that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
But I'm a big Evil Dead fan.
I'm a big Evil Dead fan.
China went downhill after her porn video. Zzz. There's more than one. Yeah, there was a couple of them. One was actually pretty good, but it's
Oh my god.
Here we go.
it's just
I wouldn't know.
thing.
What was it called? A Passage to China?
Mitch has seen it too.
I mean, I haven't, but that wasn't my thing. Wrestling's hard on people, man.
It is rough.
Yeah,
It is rough.
they don't have long, fulfilling lives sometimes.
Well, some of them do, but now the Undertaker has had to retire because of injuries. You know, the good ones that do last, it catches up to them.
yeah.
It catches up to them, and you know they'll die overdose in a hotel room somewhere at some point. Painkillers they get to.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell us some more.
Somber.
Pick
wasn't
me
it?
right up there,
I'm trying to
Mr.
get away.
Lyles.
I'm
Pick
trying to
me
get
right
back
up.
into G-rated over here. It's movie night with JL Media is what it is, and I get carried away up here sometimes.
I have a question for JoJo.
Okay.
All right. So, are you doing a lot of like that rainbow feathering and a lot of like crazy coloring right now?
I am, and I spend my days like my skirt, and nobody else can see because I'm on radio. But yes, I do a lot of purple and magenta and violet and blue and green mermaid colors. It's not my favorite thing, but I definitely am getting better at it. There are some better products out. When they first started doing it, kids were doing it with food coloring, and that was really difficult to get out of their hair.
Oh,
You'd find a
that's
lot
crazy.
of parents
Oh, the
bringing their
Kool-Aid
kids in
and
and
the-
being like, how do I get this out? And I'm like, you cut it out or you wait for it to fade, and it's going to take about 6 months. So now the products are a lot better. We can control them a little bit better. But it's the do-it-yourselfers that I have a hard time with.
Yeah, we see it a lot at the theater. You know, we see a lot of like different things, and we've actually got a policy against that amongst the employees, which is a little bit tough sometimes.
Correct.
Because I don't care, and I don't think customers care, but my
Right.
company has a thing that they need to be consistent about. But the thing that I'm curious about is how long does it take if someone has it professionally done? How long does it take to like change colors?
So a typical person that I'm going to change, like if they have dark hair, I have to bleach their hair first, which takes about an hour and a half to get it fully lifted to a white blonde. And then you put the color on itself, and you take maybe 45 minutes to sit on the hair and then shampoo it out. And it lasts about 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the person's hair. So if they're already blonde, they can get away with putting the color on. Might not last as long. The bleach helps it last a little bit longer. But the darker their hair, the longer the process. I have one woman, it took me about 4.5 hours. But we did 4 different colors. So
Okay.
it is a long process.
That's hard on the hair too, isn't it?
It is, because you're stripping it out with bleach first. Most women will choose either an underneath peekaboo, or they'll choose a section of hair on top. The teenagers are who like bleach the whole head and do 6 different colors. And
See, my daughter.
my daughter won't do it either. She
No.
did a little bit of color in the top. She has a really short haircut, real fun short haircut. But yeah, the kids are a little bit more adventurous. What they don't understand is that it's somewhat permanent in the fact that they have to live with it for 4 to 6 weeks. So if they don't like it, they're
It's
upset.
there.
But you can try to change the color of it maybe a little bit by adding something else to it. But they need to understand that it stays there. And these kids are instant gratification, and they want it to change. So those people, I suggest hair clips that have different colors in them.
Right.
Like some kids want ponytails that are colored for the weekend. So you just go and get a ponytail clip, and they can stick it in their hair. And I do advise that a lot. And there are sprays you can use as well.
Here's another fun fact for you, Mitch. Some of the popular prisoners in the institutions use Kool-Aid as makeup. And that takes a little while to wash out, too.
We used to actually use
That's a true
cherry
story,
Kool-Aid
isn't it?
on our
I
lips as
know.
kids.
I used to work for
break
the
them out.
gel.
So I used to work for a prison in South Georgia, and that was a whole
Yeah,
thing.
they do.
Yeah. Jen, does a lot of the ladies who come to you, your clients, do they have the colored hair thing going just for the shoot, or?
No, I don't. We don't really get too much colored hair for the shoots, I guess. Everyone does special things usually before a shoot. They go and get bikini waxes and Brazilians, and I try to tell them, you don't need to do that. I'm not going to be that close.
Yeah. How many's are Brazilian?
What?
Sorry. Low-hanging fruit. Keith got it. Long-hanging fruit. I'm sorry. I understand. What is the I guess the most popular shoot that you offer? Or does it work that way, or did they just bring you ideas and you go with it?
No, you know what? I tell them usually to let me handle the shoot. So they can bring props or something like that. Like they can bring their husband's favorite jersey. They might bring a necklace that their wife gave them, something like that. But, they can't be like, I want to do, like, Guardians of the Galaxy and come dressed as Gamora and expect me to have a spaceship thing set up for them.
So you do men as well?
I do men in couples only.
Okay.
But I do,
This was a thing
when I said,
before.
like, wife, I do lots of same-sex couples that are female on female. So, like, that's why I said the wife might bring a necklace.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't do men by themselves usually. If it was a friend, I might do it. Like if Johnny wanted a boudoir session,
Yes,
I would
I
totally
do.
set up the
Yes,
goat
I
bed
do.
for him.
The go bed.
So do people have to? I mean, I'm assuming some of these shoots are like in lingerie, and do they supply their own things?
Yes.
Do you keep a
that's,
stock of?
I keep a stock of maternity clothes,
Okay.
if that makes sense. But regular lingerie, I don't keep a stock of. Most women don't like to share things like that.
I would
Even
assume.
if-
I was
yeah.
just.
Yes.
I was just
even
curious.
if I said like I totally steam cleaned this thong, I really don't think they want to wear it. So, but I do keep a stock of pretty maternity dresses, things like that,
Okay.
that I wash and bring when I know I'm having a maternity client, because maternity boudoirs actually become very popular now.
A lot of strategically placed sheets as well.
Yes, we do. I have sessions where pretty much they bring nothing and we just use a sheet. My most popular is probably my outdoor sessions that we're just starting up on, and I have a big lace tent out in my backyard, and my bed sits out there, and they have all kinds of pretty pictures out there.
I thought I was the only one with a lace tent in my backyard. That's good to know, Jen. That is.
Now there's two.
Oh, I've got to change it up big time now. Miss JoJo,
Yes.
I know a very interesting party that's going to be going on here next month, and they're looking for a DJ. Could you help me out anywhere?
I sure could. Mr. Keith Byers is a great DJ.
Keith Byers.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about Keith's company.
Well, he started it himself, and he's very, very fun. I would say that when people hire him, they know that they're going to get somebody who's going to be very involved.
Uh-huh.
And he does a lot of weddings and a lot of birthday parties. He did a DJ gig last weekend at a barn for a 16-year-old.
I bet there were goats there. I bet there were goats.
I don't know. Did they have goats?
Not real.
He's shaking his head no. He's over here standing here, but
Doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. But yeah, it is also coming up on busy time for him. He has a lot of weddings. I get to go tag along for a wedding at French Lick in September, and they got us a hotel room. I'm very excited.
Oh,
That's
very
I've never
cool.
seen it.
Sweet.
So
Very cool. Where can we find him online?
Keith Byers Entertainment Solutions, and he's on Facebook.
There we are. There we are. We'll link him up in the show notes as well. I saw him standing over there smiling at me, so I want to make sure I mentioned him.
Thank you.
It is movie night with JL Media, Hamilton 16 IMAX, the good rich quality theaters right here in beautiful Hamilton Town Center is where we do it live twice a month with my man Mitch. Right?
Hi.
I pronounced it correctly this time, right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell me more about this flashback series because, again, this is one of my favorite things you do here, Wednesdays and Sundays.
No, I'm not. I don't want to talk about that
All
anymore.
right. Now I'm lost of where to go, man. That was my next on my list.
I'm just playing.
I'm really interested
Well,
in the
we've
Breakfast Club.
We've got Breakfast Club. We've got Sound of Music. My question, Johnny, is
Yes, sir.
is you know the Breakfast Club
I
very
do.
well, obviously. So it doesn't have to be Breakfast Club, but which John Hughes character do you relate to the most?
Long Duck Dong.
Long Duck Dong's my favorite.
All right.
You put me on the spot. I just had to throw that out there.
I swear to God, Johnny, that was my guess. I thought he was going to say, "What's happening, hospital?"
I like it living with the grandma and the grandpa. Lake, big lake.
That was a great character, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Not the Breakfast Club, but still.
No, we got off track. A little
Listeners of the show know I've got those movies mixed up last week. But here we are back again, right? Breakfast Club is coming up. Sound of Music, and again, these are what corporate gives you. You can't pick your own. If you could pick your own.
Not yet. If I could pick my own,
Yeah.
I would do. This is gonna be pretty telling, but yeah, I would do like the geeky '80s action movie stuff. So I'd be like,
Okay.
I would start with a flavor of Arnold Schwarzenegger, maybe a little Conan the Barbarian,
Yeah.
and
that'll
some
work.
Predator. But I wouldn't put them right next to each other because I think that's too much awesome in a row. Like you know what I mean? It's like the track
Break it
list
up.
on an album.
Oh, yes.
You know, you gotta spread the awesome around. I might make everybody watch The Last Starfighter because it's not an amazing movie, but I
would come
love
see
it.
I would come see it.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a big question, Johnny. You put
Yeah.
me on the spot.
I really love when you guys do series like Back to the Future, like all three of them or four of them, whichever. How many did they do? 4? Did they do a fourth one?
3.
Three.
Okay, 3.
That was
The
bad
last
enough.
one was the train ride, the
Yeah, yeah,
Western
yeah.
one.
I
Yeah.
thought you were going to say
That
the
was a
train
fu-
wreck, because that was...
It was, it was campy, but it was a lot of fun.
Those
but
movies are great.
Yeah.
for sure.
Some of my favorite.
Jen, do you have a favorite movie?
I do. It's the never-ending story.
Aw,
Really?
I like that movie.
That is
Then
a
that
great
would be a
movie.
great flashback in here.
They actually, at some theaters, show it quite a bit. So
Yeah, I think it was on our queue for flashback.
Okay.
Goonies would be great.
that's a
Love
good one too.
Goonies. Absolutely.
And I love Gremlins too.
Yes,
I know
I
that's,
love Gremlins.
Gremlins has
E.T.
the craziest scene ever in a movie. Did we talk about this before? I'm like a broken record about Gremlins, but I love Gremlins.
Go right ahead.
The bar scene where all the Gremlins are getting
Yes.
together, getting drunk, and they've
It's
like,
awesome.
you know what I mean?
They
I-
just put it on Netflix.
my favorite scene
did
in
they?
Gremlins
It's
is
so good.
where like
I'm gonna have to check that out.
the Phoebe Cates character is all like, my dad died in the chimney and we burned him and the firefighters came and then Billy's like, we gotta go, bitch. And I'm like, oh my God, her dad died and she's crying.
That's horrifying. That's a horrifying way to.
It's terrible.
They burnt Santa Claus alive. That's amazing.
See, I cannot think
Dude, his mom murked some gremlins in the kitchen, like with a
in the blender.
butcher's
in the
block and a
microwave.
blender and a microwave. Like it's awesome.
I cannot hear the
It's
name
so good.
Phoebe without thinking of Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Of course.
And that
What man
red
couldn't?
bathing suit with her coming out of the pool. And
And living in stereo. That's the only time you ever listen to that song is when that movie's on.
absolutely.
No one owns that.
It's a phenomenal... Well, I have the soundtrack, so yeah, I got it. I need it in my life. It is movie night with JL Media. We're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2, as well as some other things. I guess it'd be Volume 2, wouldn't it?
Sure.
Yeah. Into the Woods by Heather. Where can we find you online, dear?
On Facebook at Into the Woods by Heather. I don't have a website yet. Working on that.
Where else can we find you?
Where else can you find me? On Facebook.
And we can find you
On
on the JL
Instagram.
Media Today
That is
sales
true.
team page. Heather is a
That
sales
is
lady with us
true.
now.
See, I forgot about that. I forgot that was slapped on the website.
You know, as hard as I pushed to get a bio and a picture from you, you forgot about it?
I'm sorry. I'm tired, Johnny.
Can we use this picture? No, let's use this picture. Can you change it to this picture? I think we went
that
through like
other one
9 of them, but
Looks
we got it there.
Super stupid.
Not at all. You look amazing in all of them.
Need to get your eyes checked.
That is Miss Heather Woods right there. Jen Carmichael, R&B Photography.
That is correct.
Now, you're all over the place. You've got several sites, right?
Oh, I do. I'm on Instagram. You can find me at RNB Photo. You can find me on Facebook at RNB Photography, and you'll know it's me from the other R&B photographies because it's got naked girls on the profile picture. And
Is it R, the letter N,
yes,
NB?
it's R-A-N. Well, it's R in the little ampersand. Is
Okay.
that the correct word? And B, then photography.
The squiggly N
Oh,
mark.
cool.
Yeah.
And then females usually talk to me, and I put them in a secret group where I have like 700 million
okay.
examples
All
of
right.
my work.
The world needs to know about this secret group, even though we cannot indulge in the artistic manner you perform the art that is there. We can't take a look at it because it's a secret group, but you can tell us about it.
It's more of a private group where women feel a lot more safe to post pictures or to talk to me than a public group. So I put a lot of potential clients in that group so that they can see everyone else's experience.
Uh-huh.
It's such an amazing group of women. A lot of them are past clients that will finish with their session, get their pictures, and they'll literally go into my group and post every single picture. And it's like, look at this. I love it. So I kind of let the women run the group themselves.
Sure.
And they kind of self-promote me, so I don't have to do too much.
Now, do you find that group empowering? Do some ladies post things in there and get feedback and then
Yes.
start posting it publicly?
Yes, that's the best part about it is, someone will post their picture and, you've got 90 comments from other women saying, oh, my God, your eyes. Oh, my God, like that lingerie. Where'd you get it at?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my gosh, your boobs look fabulous. So it really helps boost everyone's morale. And also it gives people a chance to be like, oh, well, that's, my coworker and she's not a model and she did this and she
Sure.
has 3 kids and she works 60 hours a week and she looks fabulous. So it kind of gives everyone a chance to see that you don't have to be a model
Uh-huh.
to take some time out for yourself and look fabulous. You just have to be a little brave.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not that brave.
I promise you would do great.
Heather, I think you do great. Yeah.
I'm not feeling it. I do, and then I'm like, I hit that wall.
Why? All right. All right.
I could, I saw the picture we took of us last week.
Okay.
Right? All sitting at the table. And it is a terrible picture of me. Like, I'm so, but it's a little bit, I don't know, man. I mean, to put yourself out there like that takes more than that. Like, you gotta kind of have the stones for it a little bit. So, like, mad respect to those ladies,
I guess I'm just an attention whore. Because people are always taking pictures of me. I'm posting as many as possible. I even had, guys message me and say, dude, stop. Just, we've seen you enough. We know what you look like. So leave it alone. And then I Holly Bone does a photo shoot with us in Zionsville, and I post one picture from it, and I get all kinds of messages on Facebook. I guess I just want to make sure you guys check it out. That's why I'm telling you about it. JoJo, where can we find you online, dear?
Well, right now I'm currently on Facebook as well, and I do mostly referrals. I get a lot of referrals. I don't take walk-ins, so really you have to be careful on which media you choose to go online with.
Sure, yeah.
So I love also the art of photography, and I love to take pictures of my clients. In fact, I had a mother today ask me for one of the pictures of her daughters that I took. It's her senior year, and she's graduating with my daughter.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I get really lucky and take some really nice photography. with the client's personality. I like to draw their personality out. And a lot of times I get business off that. They
Sure.
really like the experience of coming in and having someone spend some time with them and take the time to take the photos. And, so Facebook is my big plug.
Sure.
It's where people can see my work.
That is where you and I met.
That's right.
So how would one go about getting a sit-down with you?
Well, I have a little button on my page that says request time. I also have my phone number listed and my email listed on my page on JoJo's Hair Studio.
Now, that is a business phone, right?
That is a business phone, but on my business card itself, and I believe I have it posted, is also my cell phone. A lot of clients do make appointments through text message, or they'll call my cell phone. That's just more accessible for me to
Sure.
be able. So I get requests from either Facebook, email, or phone. I have to check a lot of different avenues, but that's okay. This is a world where people have choices to communicate.
Sure.
So
Now,
you give them options.
Do you think, have you seen it hinder your business any that you don't do walk-ins?
Not at all. I had trouble with walk-ins. And to be honest with you, I like to know who I'm working on.
Sure.
I don't like total strangers just walking in off the street. I've had some bad experiences. So, I like to know who referred you. Where'd you come from? How long have you known this person? That makes me feel more comfortable.
I can understand that.
So,
Jen, what about you? Have you ever, shot somebody you've never met before?
Oh, yeah, most of the people I shoot I haven't met. Now I kind of feel like I've met them before because I do try to talk to them quite a bit before we
sure.
actually shoot them, but the majority of my clients, I don't know.
Now, is there a safety net, for when people are coming over that you've not met? Are there any attack goats, is what I'm asking. Do they defend you?
No, when people come to my home, I have several other people there with me. I never shoot alone anyway. Either have Julie with me or Alana with me.
Wait a minute. You said you'd do a shoot with me. I can go over there and get naked in front of you, Julie Powers, and Shy Sharp?
Of course.
Sign
We've
me
been
up.
trying to do that for probably going on years now.
That would fulfill one of my dreams. I got to be quite honest with you, man.
I'm seeing a mirrored thong.
I don't allow
Hologram.
glitter in my house, though.
Oh, it's not glitter. It's
Okay,
not glitter.
so
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one I already had. Never mind. Go ahead.
Nice.
Mitch,
I had a question for you about R&B.
okay.
Do you do gift packages or things like that? Like if I wanted to gift something like this to someone,
Yes.
How would that work? What is the best way to go about that?
You would just contact me, and you would pretty much just pay me for one of the packages, and I would send you a gift certificate. I've had several husbands that wonderfully have done that for their wives, or most recently I had one that did it for, she was 9 months pregnant, due anytime, but he just wanted her to feel pretty with their last kid right before she gave birth, and so he gifted her a maternity boudoir session, and just kind of told her
That's
not even
cool.
about it. And so I thought that was a little harsh, because I think you kind of got to prepare at least a few minutes in advance to know you're going to be at least partway naked in front of a stranger. But
I don't.
neither
good.
do I, but
One shot and I'm good. That's all it
you and
takes.
I, Johnny, we're a different breed.
Well, it doesn't just have to be the wives. It's great for girlfriends and
Yes.
not so much sisters or mothers, but girlfriends or somebody else's wife, I'm sure.
I have a group of gal pals who I think would really be into it.
Well, there you go.
They'd have a lot of fun with
you
it.
You could do a complete ladies' day.
We do. We
Yeah.
actually do things where 6 or 7 ladies will all come together, and they get their makeup done, and they each take a short amount of time and have a couple pictures, and while each one is doing, they're eating cheese and strawberries and talking about whatnot, and it's been fun to have kind of call them boudoir days.
And, of course, Heather can spread chocolate all over their strawberries and
I
marshmallows. And there you go with that. Mitch, are there any party words that we need to know from the the movie theater tonight?
I just want to say that I was being honest, and I love baby goat videos. That's all. Yeah, and please go to goodrichqualitytheaters.com for all your theater needs.
Absolutely. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Hamilton 16 IMAX is the only place to be to watch these movies here. I love the theater and everything about it. Guys, thanks for being on the show tonight.